Caitlyn Jenner. Abstract. Caitlyn Marie Jenner, born William Bruce Jenner, October 28, 1949, is an American television personality and retired Olympic gold medal-winning decathlete. Jenner played college football for the Graceland Yellow Jackets before incurring a knee injury that required surgery. Convinced by Olympic decathlete Jack Parker's coach, L.D. Weldon, to try the decathlon, Jenner culminated a 6-year decathlon career by winning the men's decathlon event at the 1976 Summer Olympics in Montreal, setting a third successive world record and gaining fame as an All-American hero. Given the unofficial title of a world's greatest athlete, Jenner established a career in television, film, writing, auto racing, business, and as a Playgirl cover model. Jenner has 6 children with 3 successive wives: Christy Crownover, Linda Thompson, and Kris Jenner, and has since 2007 appeared on the reality television series Keeping Up with the Kardashians with Kris, their daughters Kendall and Kylie Jenner, and Kris's other children Kourtney, Kim, Khloe, and Rob Kardashian, assigned male at birth. Caitlyn Jenner publicly came out as a trans woman in April 2015. Her new name was publicly announced in July of that year, with her name and gender being legally changed the following September. From 2015 to 2016, Jenner starred in the reality television series One Am Cat, which focused on her gender transition. In January 2017, she underwent sex reassignment surgery. Jenner has been called the most famous transgender woman in the world. Early life. Caitlyn Marie Jenner was born William Bruce Jenner on October 28, 1949, in Mount Kisco, New York. She was known as Bruce Jenner until June 2015. Her parents are Esther Ruth and William Hugh Jenner, who was an arborist. She is of English, Scottish, Irish, Dutch, and Welsh descent. Her younger brother, Bert, was killed in a car accident in Canton, Connecticut on November 30, 1976, shortly after Jenner's success at the Olympic Games. As a young child, Jenner was diagnosed with dyslexia. Jenner attended Sleepy Hollow High School in Sleepy Hollow, New York, for her freshman and sophomore years, and Newtown High School in Newtown, Connecticut, for her junior and senior years. Graduating in 1968, Jenner earned a football scholarship and attended Graceland College, now Graceland University, in Lamoni, Iowa, but was forced to stop playing football because of a knee injury. Recognizing Jenner's potential, Graceland track coach L.D. Weldon encouraged Jenner to switch to the decathlon. Jenner debuted as a decathlete in 1970 in the Drake Relays Decathlon in Des Moines, Iowa, finishing in 5th place. Jenner graduated from Graceland College in 1973 with a degree in physical education. Decathlon career. At the 1972 U.S. Olympic Trials in Eugene, Oregon, Jenner was in 5th place in the men's decathlon, behind Steve Goff and Andrew Petz, with only the last event remaining, needing to make up a 19-second gap on Goff in the men's 1,500 meters. Jenner qualified for the Olympic team by running a fast final lap, finishing 22 seconds ahead of the other runners. This prompted the Eugene Register Guard to ask, "Who's Jenner?" Following the Olympic trials, Jenner finished in 10th place in the decathlon at the 1972 Summer Olympics in Munich. By watching Soviet Mykola Avalov win the event, Jenner was inspired to start an intense training regimen. For the first time, I knew what I wanted out of life, and that was it. And this guy has it. I literally started training that night at midnight, running through the streets of Munich, Germany, Training for the Games. I trained that day on through the 1976 Games. 68 hours a day. Every day. 365 days a year. After graduating from Graceland, Jenner married girlfriend Christy Crownover and moved to San Jose, California. Crownover provided most of the family income by working as a flight attendant for United Airlines. Jenner trained during the day and sold insurance at night, earning $9,000 United States dollars a year. In the era before professional American athletes were allowed to compete in Olympic sports, this kind of training was unheard of. On the other hand, Soviet athletes were state-sponsored, which gave them a certain advantage over amateur American athletes. During this period, Jenner trained at the San Jose City College, SJCC, and San Jose State University, SJSU. Tracks. San Jose Athletics centered on SJCC coach Bert Bonanno. At that time, the city was a hotbed for training and was called the track capital of the world. Many other aspiring Olympic athletes also trained at San Jose. The list included Millard Hampton, Andre Phillips, John Powell, Mac Wilkins, and Al Feuerbach. Jenner's most successful events were the skill events of the second day: hurdles, discus, pole vault, javelin and 1,500 meters. Jenner was the American champion in the men's decathlon event in 1974, and was featured on the cover of Track and Field News magazine's August 1974 issue. While on tour in 1975, Jenner won the French national championship and a gold medal at the 1975 Pan American Games, earning the tournament record with 8,045 points. This was followed by new world records of 8,524 points at the USA-USSR Poland Triangular meet in Eugene, Oregon on August 910, 1975, breaking Avalov's record, and 8,538 points at the 1976 Olympic trials. Also in Eugene. The record in Eugene was a hybrid score because a timing system failure and wind-aided marks. Still, Jenner was proud of a nice little workout. Quote, "We got what we wanted. We scared the hell out of everybody in the world." Only a month away from the Games of the 13 decathlons Jenner competed in between 1973 and 1976. The only loss was at the 1975 AAU National Championships, when of no height, in the pole vault Marder score. At the 1976 Olympic Games in Montreal, Jenner achieved 5 personal bests on the first day of the men's decathlon home run, despite being in second place behind Guido Kratschmer of West Germany. Jenner was confident. "The second day has all my good events. If everything works out all right, we should be ahead after it's all over." Following a rainstorm on the second day, Jenner watched teammate Fred Dixon get injured in the 110-meter hurdles, so took a cautious approach to the hurdles and discus, then had personal bests in the pole vault, when Jenner took the lead, and javelin. By that point, victory was virtually assured, but it remained to be seen by how much Jenner would improve the record. In the final event, the 1,500 meters, which was seen live on national television, Jenner looked content to finish the long competition. Jenner sprinted the last lap, making up a 50-meter deficit and nearly catching the event favorite, Soviet Leonid Litvinenko, who was already well out of contention for the gold medal, but whose personal best had been 8 seconds better than Jenner's personal best before the race. Jenner set a new personal best time and won the gold medal with a world record score of 8,618 points. Olympic world record performance. After the event, Jenner took an American flag from a spectator and carried it during the victory lap, starting a tradition that is now common among winning athletes, abandoning vaulting poles in the stadium, with no intention of ever competing again. Jenner stated that, in 1972, I made the decision that I would go 4 years and totally dedicate myself to what I was doing, and then I would move on after it was over with. I went into that competition knowing that would be the last time I would ever do this. Jenner explained, "It hurts every day when you practice hard. Plus, when this decathlon is over, I got the rest of my life to recuperate. Who cares how bad it hurts?" Quote, as a result of winning the Olympic decathlon, Jenner became a national hero and received the James E. Sullivan Award as the top amateur athlete in the United States and was also named the Associated Press Male Athlete of the Year in 1976. Jenner's 1976 World and Olympic record was broken by 4 points by Daley Thompson at the 1980 Olympics in Moscow. Thompson's victory was perhaps tainted by the US-led boycott of the Moscow Olympics in protest of the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan, though the top American at the time, Bobby Kaufman, was not expected to push Thompson or challenge Jenner's record. In 1985, Jenner's Olympic decathlon score was re-evaluated against the IAAF's updated decathlon scoring table, and was reported as 8,634 for comparative purposes. This converted mark stood as the American record until 1991, when it was surpassed by eventual gold medalist and world record holder Dan O'Brien of Dan and Dave fame. As of 2018, Jenner was ranked 26th on the world all-time list and 9th on the American all-time list. Jenner was inducted into the United States National Track and Field Hall of Fame in 1980, the Olympic Hall of Fame in 1986, the Bay Area Sports Hall of Fame and the Connecticut Sports Hall of Fame in 1994, and the San Jose Sports Hall of Fame in 2010. For almost 20 years, San Jose City College hosted an annual Bruce Jenner Invitational competition. All information from IAAF. Post-Olympic career. In the 1970s, Olympic athletes were considered to be amateurs and were not allowed to seek or accept payment for their positions as sports celebrities. During the Cold War in 1972, 3 major Olympic titles that had a long history of American success: basketball, the 100-meter dash, and decathlon were won by Soviet athletes. All Soviet athletes were professionals, while the United States was limited to amateurs. Jenner became an American hero by returning the decathlon title to the United States. After the games were over, Jenner said, "I happened to be the right guy, at that right place, at that right time." Tony Kornheiser of the New York Times wrote, "Jenner is twirling the nation like a baton. He and wife, Christy, are so high up on the pedestal of American heroism, it would take a crane to get them down." After the expected Olympic success, Jenner planned to cash in on whatever celebrity status could follow a gold medal in the same mold as Johnny Weissmuller and Sonja Henie, who had become major movie stars following their gold medals. This would require foregoing any future Olympic competition. At the time, Jenner's agent George Warlick felt there was a 4-year window until the next Olympics upon which to capitalize. Warlick reported that Jenner was being considered for the role of Superman, which ultimately went to Christopher Reeve. "I really don't know how many offers we have," Warlick claimed. "There are still unopened telegrams back at the hotel and you just can't believe the offers that poured in during the first 2 days." Jenner appeared on the cover of the August 9, 1976, issue of Sports Illustrated. the February 1979 issue of Gentleman's Quarterly, and on the cover of Playgirl magazine. Jenner became a spokesperson for Tropicana, Minolta, and Buster Brown shoes. Jenner was also selected by the Kansas City Kings with the 139th overall pick in the 7th round of the 1977 NBA draft despite not having played basketball since high school. The publicity stunt was executed by team president, general manager Joe Axelson to mock the Kansas City Chiefs' yearly claims that they planned on selecting the best athlete available in their National Football League draft. Jenner was presented with a jersey customized with the number 8,618, the Olympic gold medal winning score, but would never appear as an active player with the Kings. In 1977, Jenner became a spokesperson for Wheaties brand breakfast cereal and appeared in a photograph on the cover of the cereal box. After taking over from Olympic champion Bob Richards, Jenner was second in a succession of athletes featured as spokespersons for the brand. Mary Lou Retton succeeded Jenner in 1984. On November 22, 1977, Jenner went to San Francisco to refute charges filed by San Francisco District Attorney Joseph Freitas that General Mills, the maker of Wheaties, had engaged in deceptive advertising in its campaign that featured Jenner. Jenner liked Wheaties and ate the breakfast cereal 2 or 3 times a week, which supported the advertising campaign's claims. 2 days later, Freitas withdrew the suit, saying that it was a case of overzealousness on the part of his staff. When Jenner came out as a trans woman in 2015, General Mills stated that Bruce Jenner continues to be a respected member of Team Wheaties. After a negative response to this initial statement, Mike C. Myers, General Mills' brand media relations manager, clarified it by saying, "Bruce Jenner has been a respected member of Team Wheaties, and Caitlyn Jenner will continue to be. The comedy can't stop the music." 1980 was Jenner's only theatrical release until 2011. Jenner had some success with a television career, starring in the made-for-TV movies The Golden Moment, An Olympic Love Story, 1980, and Grambling's White Tiger, 1981. During the 19,811,982 season, Jenner became a semi-regular cast member in the police series Chips, guest starring as Officer Steve McLeish for 6 episodes, substituting for star Eric Estrada, who was locked in a contract dispute with NBC and MG. Monsieur Jenner also appeared in an episode of the sitcom Silver Spoons called Trouble with Words, wherein her personal issues with dyslexia were revealed in a storyline about a recurring teenage character with the same profile. Monsieur Jenner appeared in the series Learn to Read and in the video games Olympic Decathlon, 1981, and Bruce Jenner's World Class Decathlon, 1996. The Hero Shot, the finish of the final event of the 1976 Olympic Decathlon, and the Wheaties cover were parodied by John Belushi on Saturday Night Live, endorsing Little Chocolate Donuts. In 1989, Jenner played herself in the comedy short Dirty Tennis written by James Van Patten. Jenner has appeared in a variety of game shows and reality television programs, including starring with Grits Gresham in an episode of The American Sportsman. In the early 1990s, Jenner was the host of an infomercial for a stair-climbing exercise machine called the Stair Climber Plus. In January 2002, Jenner participated in an episode of the American series The Weakest Link, featuring Olympic athletes. In February and March 2003, Jenner was part of the cast of the American series I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. She made a cameo appearance in a Season 3 episode of The Apprentice, which aired in May 2005. She also partnered with Ty Babylonia for skating with celebrities in a series that aired January-March 2006. They were eliminated during the fifth of 7 episodes. Served as a guest judge on Pet Star on Animal Planet. In November 2010, a photograph of Jenner was shown in a janitor's resume in an episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Additional television and talk show appearances by Jenner include Nickelodeon's made-for-TV film Gym Teacher, the movie, as well as episodes of Murder, She Wrote, the Lingo Olympic Winners episode, and talk shows such as Hannity and Season 1, Episode 21 of The Bonnie Hunt Show in 2008. Since late 2007, Jenner has starred in the reality series Keeping Up with the Kardashians along with wife Kris Jenner, stepchildren Kourtney, Kimberly, Khloe, and Rob Kardashian, from Kris's marriage to attorney Robert Kardashian, and daughters Kylie and Kendall. In 2011, Jenner appeared in the Adam Sandler comedy Jack and Jill in a scene with Al Pacino as an actor in a play like Can't Stop the Music. The film won the Golden Raspberry Award for Worst Picture and swept every Razzie category. In September 2016, Jenner appeared as herself on the Amazon Prime TV series Transparent in a dream sequence during the Season 3 episode To Sardines and Back. In November 2019, it was announced that Jenner would be participating in the 19th season of I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. Jenner had a short career as a race car driver in the IMSA Camel GT Series, International Motorsports Association. In the 1980s, Jenner's first victory came in the 1986 12 Hours of Sebring in the IMSA GTO class, driving the 711 Roush Racing Ford Mustang with co-driver Scott Pruitt. The pair won their class and finished 4th overall in the 12-hour endurance race. 1986 was also the most successful year of Jenner's career, finishing second in the championship to Pruitt. Jenner commented, "I was a lot more badass runner than I was a driver." Jenner had licensed her previous name for Bruce Jenner's Westwood Centers for Nautilus and Aerobics in the early 1980s to David A. Sirotto, president of other local Nautilus and Aerobics centers. She had no ownership in the licensed name centers, which were solely owned by Sirotto. Jenner's company, Bruce Jenner Aviation, sells aircraft supplies to executives and corporations. Jenner was the business development vice president for a staffing industry software application known as JennerNet, which was based on Lotus Domino technology. In March 2016, Jenner announced that she had been chosen as the face of H&M Sport. Later that year, H&M created a 6-minute film featuring Jenner, called Caitlyn Jenner's Greatest Victories, a timeline, gender transition. In a 2020 interview with Diane Sawyer in April 2015, Jenner came out as a trans woman, saying that she had dealt with gender dysphoria since her youth and that, for all intents and purposes, I'm a woman. Jenner cross-dressed for many years and took hormone replacement therapy but stopped after her romance with Kris Kardashian became more serious, leading to marriage in 1991. Jenner recounts having permission to explore her gender identity on her own travels but not when they were coupled, and that not knowing the best way to talk about the many issues contributed to the deterioration of the 23-year-long marriage, which ended formally in 2015. In 2015, Jenner said that she has never been sexually attracted to men, but always to women, and that, keeping in mind the difficulty people have understanding the difference between sexual orientation and gender identity, she would identify as asexual for the time being. Jenner has undergone cosmetic surgery and completed sex reassignment surgery in January 2017. In June 2015, Jenner debuted her new name and image, and began publicly using feminine pronoun self-descriptors. Jenner held a renaming ceremony in July 2015, adopting the name Caitlyn Marie Jenner. Prior to her 2020 interview, a two-part special titled Keeping Up with the Kardashians about Bruce was filmed with the family, in which she answered questions and prepared her children for the personal and public aspects of the transition. In the special, which aired in May 2015, the point was emphasized that there is no one right way to transition. Jenner made it a priority to ensure that all her children were independent first before focusing on her transition. In September 2015, her name was legally changed to Caitlyn Marie Jenner and gender to female. Jenner's announcement that she is transgender came at an unprecedented time for trans visibility, including legislative initiatives. The 2020 interview had 20.7 million viewers, making it television's highest ever rated news magazine telecast among adults 1849 and adults 2,554. The Daily Beast wrote that Jenner's honesty, vulnerability, and fame may have caused cheap jokes about trans people to seem mean to a mainstream audience on an unprecedented scale. Noting the shift in how comedians treated Jenner's transition, the Daily Beast saw the change as the same evolution that took place in acceptance of LGBT people as a whole when comedians finally crossed the critical threshold from mockery to creativity in their joke-telling. Jenner's emerging gender identity was revealed in a Vanity Fair interview written by Buzz Bissinger. Annie Leibovitz photographed the cover, the magazine's first to feature an openly transgender woman, which was captioned, "Call me Caitlyn." Using her Twitter handle, @Caitlyn_Jenner, she tweeted, "I'm so happy after such a long struggle to be living my true self. Welcome to the world, Caitlyn. Can't wait for you to get to know me." Time magazine declared this tweet the 10th most retweeted tweet of 2015, based on retweets of tweets by verified users from January 1 to November 10 of that year. Jenner amassed over 1 million Twitter followers in 4 hours and 3 minutes, setting a new Guinness World Record and surpassing United States President Barack Obama, who, a month before, accomplished the same feat in 4 hours and 52 minutes. 4 days later, Jenner was up to 2.37 million followers, with another 1.5 million followers on Instagram this year. Jenner was also mocked. Beginning in September 2015, she was depicted on the satirical American animated program South Park, which parodied her supporters' political correctness, as well as her driving record. The Jenner-related episodes were "Stunning and Brave," "Where My Country Gone," quote, "Sponsored Content," "Truth and Advertising," and PC Principal Final Justice from the show's 19th season. In April 2016, during the Republican presidential primaries, Jenner became an exemplar for candidate Donald Trump's opposition to North Carolina's Public Facilities Privacy and Security Act, with Trump saying that Jenner could use any restroom of her choosing at his Trump Tower property. Jenner soon posted a video showing that she had taken Trump up on his offer. She thanked Trump and assured Trump's adversary Ted Cruz that nobody got molested. In June 2016, Jenner was one of several celebrities depicted using synthetic nude, sleeping bodies for the video of Kanye West's song Famous. Later that month, an episode of Epic Rap Battles of History was released featuring Jenner as Bruce, portrayed by Peter Shukoff, and then Caitlyn, portrayed by transgender rapper Jolie No Shame Drake, rap battling against Bruce Banner, portrayed by Lloyd Alquist, then the Hulk, portrayed by Mike O'Hearn. In August 2015, Jenner won the Social Media Queen Award at the Teen Choice Awards. In October 2015, Glamour magazine named her one of its 25 Glamour Women of the Year, calling her a trans champion. In November 2015, Jenner was listed as one of Entertainment Weekly's 2015 Entertainers of the Year. In December 2015, she was named Barbara Walters' Most Fascinating Person of 2015. Also in that month, she was listed on Time magazine's 8-person shortlist for the 2015 Person of the Year. And Bing released its list of the year's most searched celebrities, which Jenner was at the top of, and declared Jenner's Vanity Fair cover the second in a list of top celeb moments of 2015. She was the second most searched for person on Google in 2015. In April 2016, she was listed in the Time 100. In June 2016, Jenner became the first openly transgender person to be featured on the cover of Sports Illustrated. The cover and associated story marked the 40th anniversary of her winning the 1976 Summer Olympics. Decathlon. Feminist author Germaine Greer called Glamour magazine's decision to award Jenner with a Woman of the Year award misogynistic, questioning whether a transgender woman could be better than someone who is just born a woman. Jenner also received criticism from individuals such as actress Rose McGowan, for stating in a BuzzFeed interview that the hardest part about being a woman is figuring out what to wear. McGowan argued, "We are more than deciding what to wear. We are more than the stereotypes foisted upon us by people like you. You're a woman now. Well, fucking learn that we have had a very different experience than your life of male privilege." McGowan later stated that she was not transphobic, and added, "Disliking something a trans person has said is no different than disliking something a man has said or that a woman has said. Being trans doesn't make one immune from criticize, Monsieur." Chris Mandel of The Independent stated, "Jenner has gone on to inspire countless men and women, but her comments, which were made after she was celebrated at Glamour magazine's Women of the Year in New York, were branded offensive and insulting." He added, "People began tweeting the other, harder things women have to deal with, such as institutionalized oppression, abuse and sexual assault." James Smith, husband of Moira Smith, the only female New York Police Department officer to die on September 11, 2001, returned Moira's Woman of the Year award, given posthumously, referring to Jenner as a man. He stated that he found Glamour giving Jenner the same award insulting to Moira's memory, and referred to the matter as a publicity stunt. Smith later said that, having supported transgender youth and Glamour's decision to honor transgender actress Laverne Cox in 2014, he did not object because Jenner is transgender. He objected to Jenner's "hardest part about being a woman" commentary. This proved to him that Jenner is not truly a woman. "I believe this comment and others he has made trivializes the transgender experience as I have witnessed it." Conversely, Adrian Tam of the Daily Telegraph argued that Jenner deserved the Glamour Award, stating, "What McGowan failed to take into consideration was the jesting manner in which Jenner spoke." Tam said, also immediately followed up her "What Women Wear" dilemma with, "It's more than that. I'm kind of at this point in my life where I'm trying to figure this womanhood thing out. It is more than hair, makeup, clothes, all that kind of stuff. There's an element here that I'm still kind of searching for. And I think that'll take a while. Because I think as far as gender, we're all on a journey. We're all learning and growing about ourselves. And I feel the same way." Tam considered McGowan's criticism to be over the top, and stated of James Smith's criticism, "The salient point here is one about courage. We easily recognize physical courage such as saving orphans from burning buildings, or ordinary people putting their lives in the line of fire. It is far harder to recognize mental courage. She added, without a doubt, the police officer who died in the September 11th attacks was courageous. But so is Jenner. It's a different kind of courage. But it is courage nonetheless. Since coming out as a trans woman in 2015, Jenner has been called the most famous openly transgender woman in the world. She is also one of the most recognized LGBT people in the world and arguably the most famous LGBT athlete. Jenner said that her visibility was partly to bring attention to gender dysphoria, violence against trans women, and other transgender issues. She also sought to promote more informed discussion of LGBT issues. She signed with Creative Artists Agency's Speakers Department and will collaborate with the CAA Foundation on a philanthropic strategy focusing on LGBT issues. She made a private appearance at the Los Angeles LGBT Center in June 2015, where she spoke with trans youth. Jenner received the Arthur Ashe Courage Award during the 2015 Aspire Awards in July 2015. ESPN executive producer Maura Mant said Jenner was given the award because she has shown their courage to embrace a truth that had been hidden for years, and to embark on a journey that may not only give comfort to those facing similar circumstances, but can also help to educate people on the challenges that the transgender community faces. She is the third consecutive openly LGBT person to receive the award, following footballer Michael Sam, 2014, and anchorwoman Robin Roberts, 2013. In October, Jenner presented the Point Foundation's Horizon Award to television producers Reese Ernst of the show Transparent and Zach Ziskowski. This was her second public speaking engagement after her gender transition. In November, Jenner was listed as one of the 9 runners-up for the Advocates Person of the Year. That month she was also listed as one of the Out 100 of 2015, without calling her the Newsmaker of the Year. On International Human Rights Day, Jenner discussed transgender rights with Samantha Power, the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations. In 2016, Jenner was on the cover of the Advocate's February-March issue. MAC Cosmetics collaborated with Jenner on a lipstick called Finally Free, which was made available for purchase April 8, 2016, with MAC stating, 100% of the selling price goes to the MAC AIDS Fund Transgender Initiative, to further its work in support of transgender communities. Also in April 2016, Jenner was listed as number 8 on Out magazine's Power 50 list in May 2016. Her interview with Diane Sawyer in 2015 won Outstanding TV Journalism News magazine at the GLAAD Media Awards. In June 2016, the Human Rights Campaign released a video in tribute to the victims of the 2016 Orlando gay nightclub shooting. In the video, Jenner and others told the stories of the people killed there. In July 2016, Jenner spoke about coming out as transgender and Republican at a Republican National Convention big tent brunch for the conservative group American Unity Fund. Jenner's gender transition is the subject of I Am Cat, initially an 8-part TV documentary series, which premiered on E! in July 2015 to an audience of 2.7 million viewers. Jenner is an executive producer of the show. The show focuses on Jenner's transition and how it affects her relationships with her family and friends. The show also explores how Jenner adjusts to what she sees as her job as a role model for the transgender community. In October 2015, the show was renewed for a second season, which premiered on March 6, 2016. The show tied for Outstanding Reality Program at the GLAAD Media Awards in 2016. Jenner's memoir, The Secrets of My Life, was published on April 25, 2017. Politics. Jenner is a Christian, leans towards political conservatism, and is a Republican. I have gotten more flack for being a conservative Republican than I have for being trans, she has said. Although stopping short of an endorsement, Jenner said she liked Ted Cruz in the 2016 Republican presidential primaries, despite Cruz's negative views of trans people. On her reality show I Am Cat, Jenner said that although she does not support Donald Trump, she thinks he would be good for women's issues. She then stated she would never support Hillary Clinton. She ended up voting for Trump in the 2016 presidential election. In February 2017, President Trump rescinded federal requirements giving transgender students the right to choose the school restroom matching their gender identity. In response, Jenner tweeted, "Well, at real Donald Trump. From one Republican to another. This is a disaster. You made a promise to protect the LGBTQ community. Call me." In April 2017, Jenner said she was in favor of same-sex marriage. In July 2017, Jenner announced that she was contemplating running in the 2018 race for the U.S. Senate to represent California. Later in the month, she condemned Trump for issuing an order to reinstate a ban on transgender people from serving in the military. In her tweet, she wrote, "What happened to your promise to fight for them?" Quote, juxtaposing it with Trump's tweet from June 2016 in which he promised to fight for the LGBT community. In an October 2018 Washington Post opinion piece, she wrote that she was mistaken in her belief that Trump and his administration would support their LGBTQ community and vowed to learn from her error. The reality is that the trans community is being relentlessly attacked by this president. Her reversal came after a Trump administration proposal to restrict the legal definition of a person's gender to that assigned at birth. Personal life. Prior to her public gender transition, Jenner had been married 3 times. First to Christy Scott, N.E. Crowniver, from 1972 to 1981. They have 2 children, son Burton, Burt Jenner, and daughter Cassandra, Casey Marino. Jenner and Scott's divorce was finalized the first week of January 1981. On January 5, 1981, Jenner married actress Linda Thompson in Hawaii. They have 2 sons together, Brandon Jenner and Sam Brody Jenner, known as Brody. By February 1986, Jenner and Thompson had separated and subsequently divorced. Their sons later starred on the reality show The Princes of Malibu, and Brody appeared in the reality show The Hills. On April 21, 1991, Jenner married Kris Kardashian, N.E. Horton, after 5 months of dating. They have 2 daughters, Kendall and Kylie Jenner. While married, Jenner was also the step-parent to Kris's children from her previous marriage Kourtney, Kim, Khloe and Robert, who star in Keeping Up with the Kardashians. The couple separated in June 2013, but the separation was not publicly announced until 4 months later. In October, Kris filed for divorce in September 2014, citing irreconcilable differences. Their divorce terms were finalized in December 2014 and went into effect on March 23, 2015, as mandated by a state legal requirement for a 6-month delay after the filing. In February 2015, Jenner was involved in a fatal multiple-vehicle collision on the Pacific Coast Highway in Malibu, California. Kim Howe, an animal rights activist and actress, was killed when Jenner's SUV ran into Howe's car. Accounts of the sequence of collisions have varied, as have the number of people injured. Prosecutors declined to file criminal charges, but 3 civil lawsuits were filed against Jenner by Howe's stepchildren and drivers of other cars involved in the collision. Jessica Steindorf, a Hollywood agent who was hit by Howe's car, settled her case in December 2015. Howe's stepchildren settled their case in January 2016. Financial details were not disclosed in either case.